Jennifer here from Belladonna's Botanicals again. And I want to talk to you about a little, I literally just figured out this ritual um, earlier this evening, and this was what I did after my ritual for the first Rite of Florius. So what this is, this is a ritual procedure on taking something. So let's look for an example of something that I can show you. Okay, so this random thing, we'll call it a candle since that's so this has someone's icky energy on it. Like a lot of times, okay, so when we buy things, like this is just a black 3-day candle. There's nothing magical about this. It's some wax in a jar that was probably made in a factory. My guess is probably somewhere in China, Asia somewhere, and not by obviously magical people and all that, back and forth. It probably has some icky energy to it. Or, you've got something you're like, I really like this necklace I got from this idiot ex of mine. I don't want to throw it out, but I kind of want to remove that energy from it. And I'm really sensitive to other people's energies. Like, I think sometimes, I don't know, maybe I come across as being like a really kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? A-hole about stuff, because I would throw shit out from people. Like, my abuser, like, I literally threw out like a 24 karat gold necklace, a leather trench coat. I scratched his damn face off the negatives. Believe me, he deserved it and is rotting. So no harm, no foul. Anyways, so I'm very sensitive to energy, to other people's energies on things. So I was kind of looking at this because I've done similar rituals, like a pillar rite type thing, where you're charging something for a particular intention. I did that with the Book of Agares ritual, which is in the Goetic pathworking videos, where basically you kind of take you do a triangle setup with 3 candles, and whatever you're charging goes in the center. So basically what I did was sort of building upon that and reverse engineering it. So I want to get rid of candle again. I'm gonna get rid of the icky energy on this. It's just got someone's nasty energy on it. So what I did was I came up. This is the sigil to remove negative or personal energies. So it's kind of got the points. It's got 9 lines, and then the 2 in the middle kind of intersect, and that's where I put my DNA offering of one. So this is the first sigil. So what I would do with that, I wrote my little petition on here for specifically. So if you're like, please remove my dipshit ex, blah, blah, blah's energy from, this necklace, this book, this thing, however you want to word it, that something's got that negative energy on it. So I take this, put my little petition behind it. Now you can add other things, like I have a lot of these are selenite charging plates. Selenite is just amazing for purification, for like, if you want to remove the charge from something, like I want to reprogram this crystal, which I think is amber. I would put it on the selenite and leave it there to kind of reprogram it. Because if I was using that for, I don't know, I'm not even sure what black amber is used for, but off the top of my head, but like if I was using it for, say, a breakup spell and I wanted to use it for a self-love spell next, I might want to clear the energy off, that kind of thing. Selenite's great for that. So I have this little, let me tip this down a little. Probably can't really see. I just have this little tray down here that I have my Lucifer altar cloth on. So I put my stuff on it. I've already done this part. So I'm just kind of showing you, going through the steps. So what I do what I would do here, if you have a selenite plate, they're not terribly expensive. I think this was maybe like 25 bucks. I have a couple different sizes and kinds. So you can put that on there. You can put your candle on there. Now, what I would do here is, I don't have my candle holders handy because I started to clean up, is for the first part, I would take 3 black candles. I just use chime candles for this. You could do it in a couple different ways. The timing is really going to depend on just how much icky energy there is on it. So you might have to do this for a couple days, a week, between moon cycles if you want to, however it works for you. It may be once and done. You might be able to bang both out on the same night and everything is honky-dory. So what I do on the altar then is I do a triangle configuration with the candles. And for the first round, I did them I used the black candles, and I think I anointed them in the Lucifer oil since I was working with Lucifer on this. So what I do for my personally, for the ritual construction for this, and you can do this however makes sense to you. I do a basic invocation of the 9 demonic divinities, which is Satan, Lucifer, Flurius, Leviathan, Belial, Varine, Amdusius, Seer, and Euronymous. And then I invoke the elementals, which there is a little bit of overlap because then you have Belial for earth, Lucifer for air, Flurius for fire, Leviathan for water, and Satan for spirit. So that's just me kind of creating my ritual energy. And I do that. The invocations for me are fairly simple with doing the demonic ends for each of them. And then, kind of stating my purpose as I was doing the process. So I'm gonna just make sure now you can use any kind of candle. I mean, if you really want to like blast through, you could use 7-day candles. You could use a 3-day candle like I showed earlier. You can use chime candles every day. You could use tea lights every day. You could use a full taper for each one, whatever makes sense to you, whatever you have available. I just happen to have the chime candle, so that's what I use. So you can do this, like I just did it once tonight. I'm gonna like see in the morning how the energy feels on stuff, and till it feel I can pick up and I don't sense that person's energy, that ick on it. And sometimes it doesn't even have to be a specific person's energy. Like honestly, like even just certain places have really awful energy. Like, I don't know, the thought of being in like a city right now, I'm like, that just feels like an open mouth fall into a septic tank energetically. Ill. So optional for this, you can blood the sigil, which is what I showed you. I also, like I said, using the selenite, I also put some white sage on the altar, and I did some cleansing with somewhere. Yes, Palo Santo spray. Or you can burn Palo Santo. I burnt some incense as well. So yeah, so you want to have something that's very clearing, remove stuff that's good, that like cleansers that are good for removing energy. Selenite is great for that. You can, and same thing with white sage, Palo Santo, any of your cleansing herbs. Dragon's blood would be amazing. So that's the first part. So this is sort of a 2-step. Now I can, immediately if I feel like I don't need to do another round of the pillow Rite to remove the energy from this, because it's still going to sit on the altar with the sigil, and with all of that. So the second part we're going to do, we're obviously going to remove the sigil, the first sigil, clear out the space, spray it, smoke, cleanse it. Sorry, let me grab the second sigil. So we're going to use the second sigil now. So it's similar to the first one, but it's sort of like reconnecting the dots. So this is the sigil to recharge the original energies or intentions. So you can use this on products as well. So if I wanted to recharge, I don't know, picked up the mind control oils. If I just felt like, I don't know, sometimes if like people come over and they're like are messing with your stuff, like some people don't have a whole lot of like self-awareness of, hey, maybe don't just start poking around at stuff on people's altars or whatever. But if someone else borrowed something or got their energy on it, or it just, you felt like it just didn't have its charge. You're like, oh shit, I forgot I had this. Oh look, it's still good. I just haven't used it in 2 years. Maybe if you want to recharge it, or you can also use this to charge us to a very specific intention. So you could skip the first part and use this. So if I wanted to, okay, here we go. It would come to me ritual oil. So if I wanted to charge this specific oil to myself and a very specific person, I could use this ritual for that. You would do sort of the petition. You can charge it with that sigil. I'm gonna have to figure out how to make my sigils available to people. It's pretty simple. And you can also channel and draw your own sigils. So I would probably then put a drop of my own blood in here. If I had something, like a hair or something, a tag lock from the other person. Even you can put a little name paper in here, like just a little thing with your names on it and whatnot. And then you can use the ritual to charge it, the second part of the ritual to charge it. So again, you're gonna place the sigil on the altar. You'll have a petition that goes underneath it that says, whatever, please restore this, products or this item's, original, factory settings sort of thing. whatever it is, if it's energetic or if it's an intention. So anyhow, moving along. So obviously we'll again anoint the sigil with blood. Place the objects in the sigil in the center. This time we're going to use we're going to use white candles. So like I feel like the black candles was to like pull that energy out and dissipate it out back into the universe. And the same thing's very true of like black crystals. That's like black tourmaline is just going to pull in all the stuff. So you do kind of need to clear those things out sometimes. So I'm going to use 3 white candles. Same, triangle construction. And I can't get them back in the box. So it's just going to sit there. I'm going to do this anyways tomorrow. So you'll have the 3 white candles. Again, you don't have to anoint them in any particular oil. You can use the lucifer oil again. Also, I think I figured out why I created our charge and activate ritual oil earlier this year, because that's again what you can use it for. To charge and activate. If I was gonna, make my special come to me oil, like I just gave you an example. Put some of the charge and activate oil. I could put a drop in here. I could put that on the candles. I could put it on this sigil to charge and activate and bring back the energy and intention of the object, or just to balance out the energy, or to pair it with your own. If you're removing the energy from, say, an ex or something, be like, I want to wear this necklace, never think of my ex again. I want it connected to my energy alone. And that's the intention. That's the goal. So you're going to basically restore those connections to the objects, or, enhance their intentions. The same way we added like the selenite and the sage, to clear. You can also, I would add stuff that are amplifiers, like dragon's blood is a really good amplifier. Like the witch's magic power oil I make is a really good magic amplet. That's really just the entire purpose of that oil is just to add extra power to things. I would probably add some roses or rose oil is very high frequency, very, I would go more with any crystals. I would go with something, I mean, clear quartz is great because you can use it to program other crystals. I would, if you want to go fancy pants on it, I would go maybe with some apophyllite or Herkimer diamonds, something to really kind of, whatever you have on hand. My house might actually be a crystal shop that hasn't opened yet, so I have a lot of crystals. I have a lot of crystals. I'm surprised I'm not sitting on a crystal right now. That's how many I have. So when you would, if you're, I guess one caveat, so that's kind of the end of it. I close all rituals with just sort of a basically thanking the spirits, license to depart. I don't do banishings. I don't. I only do I do a modified lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram for demonologers. So I'm calling on the spirits that I work with. I'm not calling on archangels for it. So there'll probably be video. Excuse me. There'll probably be a video about that too sometime. So if you're going to repeat this multiple days, you don't have to do the full invocation every day. What I would probably do at that point is maybe do Lucifer. I would be working with Lucifer on it. You can work with whoever you want to on it. Just because I work with a particular spirit doesn't mean you have to. Like, work with whoever makes sense to you on this. If it makes sense for you to work with Medusa, work with Medusa. If it makes sense for you to work with Ganesha, work with Ganesha. You do. So that is, kind of what I would do there. So the primary spirit that I would be working with, if I'm repeating this, so I would say at least do the full invocation for the first time you do the removal, and then the first time you do the reconnection. The subsequent times after that, I would just recite, if you're using a spirit that there's an end for, there is for a lot of them. I mean, all the way down into the Greco-Roman stuff and the Kemetic. You could also use your own mantras or invocations or prayers, whatever works for you. I think all magic should be infinitely modifiable to your needs. So tomorrow, if I feel like this still has some icky energy on it, I'm just going to do my Lucifer N as I'm lighting the candles, kind of focusing my intent. And that's the really important, probably the most important part of any spell or ritual. It's just your mindset, focusing your intention, really visualizing that. Like, I'm not worried about, is this ritual going to work or not? This ritual is going to work. This is going to get rid of the energy that I want to get rid of, and it's going to pull the energy I want it to have back in. And that's all it's going to do. And it's going to work because I know it's going to work. Because I've worked with energy enough to know it's possible. And there are, you can use those type of models, the pillar rites, to charge anything, and or to program, deprogram, reprogram, whatever, restore to factory settings, anything. So, this is sort of a sub altar of I have a lot of little working spaces. So, but I might, move it up to my altar. If this is something that I'm gonna keep working on. And also because it's a little low, and a certain moon kitty likes to sniff lit candles. So I'm hoping to prevent her from setting herself on fire. You're very cute, Miss Moon. She's like, yeah, no, whatever. So I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, since I have the charge and activate oil, I wonder if I should make like something that's like, well, you could probably use the energy clearing sprays I make. Like the protection and purification spray would be a great clearing spray. trying to think of the other ones. Yeah, Mercury retrograde, maybe transmutation, even. Because transmutation would be kind of taking something negative and transmuting it into something positive, you know. So yeah, feels good to be making videos again. I was a little lagging through May and early June. I'm not sure how it's almost July, but here we are. Anyways, thank you for watching. Don't forget to click like and subscribe. Be sure to follow us on social media and sign up for our e-newsletter. If you really love us, consider becoming a member at our support tiers or joining us on Patreon. We will have some exciting news coming there. And we do have links below to make one-time donations via like PayPal, Cash App, Coffee, whatever. We love you all. Thank you for watching. Good night.